Hello, my biddies. How are you? I have something on my screen. Give you a few minutes to join as usual. Although sometimes I don't do that. Don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Should start it earlier and just put up the sign. Give you 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Does 3 minutes sound good to you? 3 minutes sounds good to me. Or until somebody joins and then I'll start. One more minute, guys. All right. How is everybody today? I'm well. Still getting up way too early. Too stupid time change. I think it's 7:30. It's only 6:30. Not good. Not good. So there's no reality TV this morning. Yay. You don't have to hear me bitch about it. There's a salsa recall. I have the link is in this show notes. It is some peach salsa for 14-ounce containers of peach salsa with a best by date from 10/12/25 to 10/29/25. I don't know why this showed up today. That seems kind of late to me. Thanks for the heads up, people. It's made by Supreme Produce, sold at Kroger, and it causes listeria. We don't want listeria. That's no fun. But if you want more information, there is a link in the in the description uh, to the article that I read. All right. I guess we'll just get into it. Okay, that's not right. I guess we'll go backwards. We're going to start with petty revenge. I think I have things down and then I don't. Did I start with that one? No, I end with that one. Yeah, okay. Don't know what I'm doing. Do you know what you're doing? Because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to start with petty revenge. Entitled, She Mocked Me in Front of the Class, so I called her effing stupid bitch. Teacher ended up reporting her. Since our prep courses, my class rep has been low key bullying me. Well, that's not good. Condescending comments, mocking my questions, the whole I'm better than you energy. We all love those people, don't we? We ended up in the same group and I kept it chill, but she stayed passive aggressive. Today, the teacher moved our seats and I politely asked her what seat number she had. Instead of answering, she sneered, "The chairs are right there. Count them. Don't you know how to count?" Totally mocking, loud enough for everyone. I snapped and I said, "Effing stupid bitch. I asked what number you had, not if I knew how to count." She stormed off, screamed to the teacher, and tried to get me in trouble. Classic victim move. Plot twist, the teacher was already fed up with her attitude and she got reported instead. She cried. I stayed calm. My mom shrugged and said she would have said worse. A bunch of classmates later told me they were glad somebody finally said it. Not elegant, not proud, definitely petty, but satisfying. 10 out of 10. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta meet the bullies at their own level. Sometimes you gotta outbully the bullies. I wouldn't have gotten the kid in trouble either. Brave Warrior says, "What is a class rep and why does it school tolerate her bullying? But good on you for not taking her crap anymore." The LP says, "It's the student that has the communication with the teacher and directives, pretty much the most influential one." Well, why is she in that position? Pick somebody else. Please show what country you live in that a position like class rep exists. We don't have that in the US and it's in Mexico. So, yo, Mexico, don't put bullies in your class rep positions. Maybe don't have a class rep at all because that seems problematic. It's like having a coworker that's on the same level as you be telling you what to do. That's not cool. I did I was at a job where I was the lead, so I did tell coworkers what to do, but I always made sure that they knew I was not their boss. I am not your boss. Your boss is over there. I'm a coworker. I just happen to be here longer and know a little bit more. That's it. But I am not your boss. Don't call me your boss. Okay. Our next read is from Am I the Jerk? AITJ for refusing to cover my brother's wedding deposit after he used my credit card without asking. No. Why would you cover your brother's wedding deposit anyway? Doesn't he have money for his own freaking wedding? Last year, I, 28, let my younger brother, 25 male, 28 female, sorry, it's a girl, let my brother, 25, I'll start over again. Last year, I, 28 female, let my younger brother, 25 male, use my credit card once to book plane tickets because his debit card was being weird. He paid me back immediately, no problem. So when I noticed a $1,200 charge from a wedding venue last month, I thought it was fraud until I saw the receipt had his name on it. I called him and he said he used my card because they required a card right away and he didn't want to miss the date. I froze the card, canceled the transaction with the bank, and the venue called him saying the payment bounced. Now he's furious, saying I sabotaged his wedding and made him look bad in front of his fiance. My parents are pressuring me to just let it slide because he's stressed out and didn't mean harm. Um, that could have put harm on her. I told everyone flat out, if you use my card without permission, that's theft. She is correct. Not everyone call Now everyone's calling me dramatic and vindictive over family. AITJ for not just letting it go. No. Cat Blue says it's called stealing, and NTJ. Lily Pilio says exactly. Family or not, using someone's card without asking is straight up theft. End of story. Next split is for those people posting family helps family stories. Let this post be a lesson on how family can sometimes hurt family. Glad OP dealt with the brothers swiftly and canceled that card. That's what you call standing on point. Yep. Brother-in-law should pay his own bills and not rely on his sister or brother. Brother here should pay his own bills and not rely on his sister to pay his bills, especially when they're discretionary bills like um, booking airplane flights and especially a wedding venue. That is something that you take care of yourself unless somebody is doing that for you, which you should do it for yourself, honestly. All right. Our next read is from Entitled People, entitled Today I Called Out Blatant Entitlement at the Store. Can we do this more? So I was standing in the checkout line when everyone behind me started bustling over a spill on the ground. It was a pretty big with ice and everything. I'm positive it was not there when I got into line. I look behind me and the woman has an empty DD cup. Oh, Dunkin' Donuts. Okay. It's probably Dunkin' Donuts. Clearly it was her drink. Whatever. Accidents happen. Maybe she was embarrassed and that's why she didn't say anything. A few workers came out to clean it. I check out. Everything's normal. She's in front of me at this point, walking out of the store. I saw her return her cart, stop for a second to think about whether or not she wanted to leave her cup trash sitting in the cart. She chose to leave it there. Hate litterers. Now I'm right behind her, walking out as we passed two trash cans right at the entrance. So I said to her, "Hey, there's a trash can right there." She ignored me, and I said something again. She still ignored me. So I told her to grow up and pick up after herself. She refused to even look at me, but before she got in her car, she yelled at me, "At least I don't look like you." Moral of the story: call people out on their entitlement. They don't expect it and they'll never forgive it. Rowan, the writer, says, at least I don't look like you. What a kindergarten insult by this lady. Oh my, good on you though, OP. Dark Mech says, at least I don't look like you. My response, yeah, because you're fugglier than me. The OP says, honestly, how I took it that I'm not ugly or unkempt, just alt. Like, okay, so most people don't, and if no one asks you if you wanted to look like me, just don't litter. Yeah, exactly. Just don't litter. And sure, I've probably accidentally left something in a cart, but I've picked up way more out of a cart than I've ever left in a cart. Like way, way more. People like to throw there's wipes at the especially during COVID, there was wipes at the counter the front entrance of all the stores. You find the wipe from who knows when ago in the cart. It's like there's a trash can like right there. Wipe your cart down and throw it in the trash. Don't throw it in the cart so the next person has to throw it away for you. Lord knows what's on that anyway. Our next read is from Mother in Laws from Hell, entitled Found Recordings on Child's Camera with Mother in Law and Sister in Law Slatting Me. I don't know what that means. They're basically completely annihilating me and my character, saying I'm such an empty person and my husband is only going to marry me because of that and that, pointing to my two children who were in the room at the time. They're talking about this in front of her kids. Eldest girl was nearly 10 and came home and told me months ago that they were saying not nice things about me. But I told her not to worry. Maybe she was mistaken and they were talking about somebody else. Turns out, nope, it was me. Just to give this context, this is 10 days after we had them over for Christmas Day and dinner. I come from a family of a lot of trauma, two addict parents, but I've always tried to be the best mother I can be and always tried very hard with my in laws as we live quite close approximately, unfortunately. But my instinct turns out I was right. I had a miscarriage days after finding the recordings, nearly 7 weeks. The hospital said it was most likely an unviable pregnancy, as I was early. But um, myself and my husband, had been arguing over handle the situation. I wasn't sleeping or eating. Yeah, I don't think that matters that much. Even starving people can carry a pregnancy. It was most likely just an unviable embryo. Although I do have a supportive, loving husband, I understand he is stuck in a bad position. If I'm honest, my self-worth is at complete rock bottom. I keep replaying everything in my head, as there were pretty horrible things said over the three or four recordings, even slatting when I don't understand what slatting is. You mean dissing? One of my children. I know I'm quite vulnerable, but all I can think of is confronting them. Any outside advice is great. Really appreciate it. You need to go to therapy. Go to therapy. They will help you deal with this situation. Mama to babas. I suffered a miscarriage after going no contact with my mother-in-law. I was awful unable to eat and beyond stressed. I didn't know I was pregnant until the week after no contact. Your husband isn't in a hard position. Your husband isn't caught in the middle of you and his family of origin. Your husband is refusing to protect his wife and children from his mother and sister's cruelty. Yeah, they're talking about the kids too, which I can't even fathom. Much less talking about your daughter-in-law like that in front of your kids too. Like, what the heck? You suffered a loss and he is being insensitive to your feelings and needs. They are allowed to dislike you, but they cannot speak ill of you in front of your children. Exactly. It's called parental alienation. This is a massive problem. They need to be removed from having any unsupervised access to your children until they can respect you as a mother and not attempt to poison your children against you. What's wrong with your husband? 10-4. Eric Quinar says, thank you for saying this. In these situations, women absolutely need to understand their husbands or vice versa are not caught in the middle. They are not in a bad situation. He is your husband. He and the kids are his family. He is either on your side and sticks up for you every single time, or you yeet him out the door back to his mama. There's nothing else to it. Yeah, she has a mother-in-law problem and a husband problem. Red flags for the red flag for the husband, because if he was doing better, he'd get green flag. Green flags are good. Malicious. This one's for malicious compliance. It says supervisor says phones are all that matter. Okay then. So this actually happened a few months ago at my job. Long story short, coworker got promoted to a new supervisor position for all the wrong reasons. She's bestie with the boss and gives them relationship advice on the side. Did we already read this? Let me check just in case, because it sounds familiar, but it might just be me. Before I waste everyone's time. That's not. There we go. Oh, I have my. Maybe not. Maybe I just read it in the wild. Nope, I guess we haven't. Okay, cool. I must have just read it myself. All right, I guess we'll start over. This one is from Malicious Compliance, entitled Supervisor Says Phones Are All That Matter. Okay, then. So this actually happened a few months ago at my job. Long story short, coworker got promoted to a new supervisor position for all the wrong reasons. She's besties with the boss and gives relationship advice on the side. Our team handles many types of incoming requests, phone calls, emails, tickets, and even printer jobs that get printed out automatically. We have a really chill system that actually works. Everyone helped where needed, and the manager trusted us to get the work done. Nobody tracked individual stats or micromanaged. We just got everything handled and kept things running smoothly, and it's been that way from this department for probably 30 years. Then my new supervisor comes along, and guess she decides to want to tighten things up or increase accountability or something. Her big idea? From now on, I'll be tracking phone calls for performance metrics. Make sure everyone's doing their job and no one's slacking. So, of course, we asked, what about tickets and emails? Those take most of the time. She says, well, there's no way to measure those right now, so we can't really track that. Hmm. Okay. So, of course, everyone does exactly what she's asked. Phone rings, answer it immediately. If we were working on an email and a phone call comes in, put it on pause and answer the call. Working on a ticket, pause, gotta answer a call. So naturally, the emails start piling up in the shared mailbox. Um, Tickets sit untouched in the internet portal, which management still doesn't know how to run reports on. That seems problematic. And the printer starts piling up paper in front of it. After a couple of days, people from other departments, people from our satellite offices, and even some of our external customers start emailing and calling as if we are backed up because nobody's responding to tickets or emails. One guy even came down in person to ask why no one has reached out to him about the email he sent in. When asked what was going on, we just repeated what the supervisor told us. Focus on the phone since that's what matters. A few days later, I saw the supervisor get called into a meeting with the boss. When she comes out, she's clearly annoyed and sends out a message on Teams saying, please remember that all work types are important, not just phone calls. And just like that, performance tracking policy quietly vanished. We're back to doing all the work again the same way we've been doing it successfully for years. Edit. It seems quite a lot of people do not understand workflow. Before, if a ticket or email comes in, you take yourself off the phone queue to work on it. But now, why am I going to take myself off the phone queue to work a ticket if it looks like I'm doing no work? Exactly. Strange Compote says coworker got promoted to a new supervisor position for all the wrong reasons. She's bestie and gives him advice on the side. I've been reading this exact same sentence for at least 5 posts in the last 10 days. Sailing Spark says, sadly, it happens. I spent 5 months acting lead in my department after they marched the former lead out. Instead of promoting me to the position, they put the laziest person on the crew in there. New lead then tried to get me fired, but failed. It always sucks when people try to get you fired. Yeah, don't come in when you get a new position, when you come into a new workplace or get a new position in the workplace. Do not try to change things the first day or the second day or maybe even the first year because you don't really know what's going on. You need to learn that. And then you can say, maybe we should try this and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, you can go back to doing it the other way. But don't come in with blazing, arms blazing, changing everything because you don't know. And sometimes it's frustrating when people say, "Well, it's working." Well, it's not really. Sometimes it's not really working, but you have to be patient and if you've been there a year and it's not working and you know it's not working and you say something and they say, "Well, it always worked in the past." Sometimes you can have improvements. So that's got to be open too. It's a two-way street, but don't do it right away because you don't know what's going on. Our next um so I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Our next read is from AITAH, AITA for apparently being the reason my ex's engagement ended. Well, that doesn't sound like your fault. I, 27 female, have a 6-year-old child with my ex, 29 male. We have been broken up since our child was 1. I have primary custody. My ex sees our child 2 weeks a month. The reason for this is my ex decided he didn't want to give up his whole life to be a parent and he thinks every other weekend is enough. What a jerk. I should also note he doesn't always take his weekends and has let our child down in the past. Okay, now he's just a deadbeat jerk. 3 years ago, he started dating someone and they got engaged in February of this year. Once they were engaged, I started getting calls and texts from an unknown number and I found out it was his fiance. Why are you bothering her? He had told her I would be open to her coming over and taking my child out for the day. He gave her my number so we could plan this. He never mentioned it to me, and it took entirely too long for me to figure out what was going on. Getting a bunch of texts from an unknown number saying, "Answer the damn phone, call me. I'd like to meet up and figure this out," is not something I expected. Maybe be more clear. Maybe say, "Hey, if you text somebody for the first time, I always say, "Hey, this is Nike. Um, could you blah 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 or can we blah 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 or I'm going to blah 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 blah." But always introduce yourself, especially in the first text. It gives context to what you're trying to get done. When I did answer a call from her, she was set on taking my child out for the day and she told me my ex said it was okay. Well, it's okay for you to do, but you have to do that on the other person's time. I told her it was not okay and I don't know her and I wasn't going to hand over my child over to somebody like that. Then I suggested she make the most of the time my ex has. Sounds fair. This was not a popular answer with her, and she had my ex using our co parenting app to send request after request for me to let his fiance take our child out for the day. My ex told me in July that I was saying no too much and it was ruining his relationship. No, dude, you're ruining your relationship. That's all on you. Last month, his fiancée ended their engagement and broke things off with him. She blamed me via text, said she wasn't going to stay in a hostile environment where she's treated like stranger danger toward the child she's supposed to be the stepmother of. Well, you are a stranger. That kid don't know you. You haven't spent enough time with it. My ex blamed me for this too. He accused me of sabotaging his relationship and chasing away a potential stepmother from our child's life. Good glory. I told him I don't give a damn about his relationships. What I cared about is having someone I don't know feel entitled to take my child from my home. Then I pointed out he was the reason she believed she could in the first place. Instead of just moving on and accepting what happened, he is telling everyone I broke them up. She didn't. Your relationships are your own responsibility. Some of his buddies are quick to say something when they see me. I think most people see it as BS because he's not very involved father to begin with. I did have a mom friend in a mom group I'm part of tell me I kind of did sabotage his relationship because the woman he was with was trying to get to know my kid and I didn't let her. No, she didn't keep her from knowing the kid. He did by not taking advantage of his own parenting time. She said I had no reason to say no like I did once, and I knew who was texting and calling and what she wanted. This turned into a small fight because I asked her if she would be okay with it, and she told me she would. That's problematic. She said the most single moms with primary or full custody would love for their kids to have people that want to take care of them. She said it was my ego that made me break them up because I didn't want my child to have a stepmom. It had nothing to do with it. She didn't know the lady. I don't let my kids go with people I don't know, even if my husband knows them. I still think it's crazy to blame me, and I think it's also crazy to say I should have agreed to this, but I'm willing to be big enough to ask if I am wrong and accept if people think I'm wrong. So, do you think I broke up this relationship? AITA for saying no to her for taking my kid for the day on my parenting time. I'm so curious. She could have him on his parenting time. That's when she's going to get him anyway. Traditional film says NTA, you didn't break them up. His poor relationship skills with you, your child, and his now ex girlfriend have caused all of this. He's apparently a poison in anyone's life. Sarah McDaniel quoted her quote saying, I was too much, saying no too much and ruining his relationship. To rephrase that, the survival of his relationship with his fiance depends on the compliance of a person who is not in any kind of relationship with his fiance. Sure, makes perfect sense. Other people need to say yes more often so they don't ruin his relationship. His landlord, his boss, his officer, last minute reservations line at his favorite restaurant. Oh. And a Part Fountains Foundation said, exactly, OP's ex and his ex are both delusional to think that one she's exactly, OP's ex and his ex are both delusional to think that one, there's no comma. I got it now. I understand it now. Exactly. OP's ex and his ex are both delusional to think that one, she has any responsibility in it. I think it was supposed to be in, and this is terrible. Exactly. OP's ex and his ex are both delusional to think that one, she has any responsibility in their relationship, and two, that she should hand her kids over to a complete stranger for alone time. Exactly. As a mother, I would do the exact same thing as OP. I would too. All right. Next we have neighbors from hell. My neighbors keep parking in my driveway. Final update. Okay. Think we're gonna go over here. It's comments. Finally. Okay, there's no original. She has a okay. So the original was removed from by the moderators because it got reported, probably for being AI, which is dumb. Just because something's reported doesn't mean it's true. So here's the first update. So before I get to the update, I feel I need to make some things clear. I've called the city many times. It's not that they won't come out, it's that it takes hours to get to talk to anyone and more hours for someone to come out. Every time I've gotten through to an agent, they never show up. I've called tow companies and they tell me that another tow company can do it, but they can't. I called the other tow company. They said I have to call the city. It's a long, redundant circle. I'm a younger girl and my roommates are also girls. We aren't comfortable banging on this grown man's door every time day to ask him to move his cars. Maybe at first, but now it's gotten to the point where we very much don't like each other. I don't understand a tow company turning down work. It's crazy. We all work a lot and we can't just leave a car blocking our own driveway every day. We can't park in front of his driveway because it's blocked with his own cars. It's a small street. We can't double park him without blocking the entire road. A lot of people gave illegal suggestions like damaging his cars, jacking them up, and moving them, etc. I've already filed a police report, so damaging his car would make the situation worse for me if the police ever get around to it. Yeah, you shouldn't damage other people's cars, but call the tow truck. Call every tow truck in town if you have to. Update: I've ordered a pole and some no parking signs. I've contacted a company to come cement this pole into the side of my driveway where it meets the sidewalk. Yesterday, I ran into his wife outside. I was watching the cameras and waiting. I asked her to please tell him to stop. She told me she would talk to him, but family is in town for the holidays, Halloween. Basically implying that it's not really their fault, even though it's the same cars have been parked there the whole time. She crazy. I explained to her that it was danger to me and my roommates if we couldn't get out of our driveway. That in an emergency situation, like if one of us got hurt or a fire, she would potentially be trapping us inside our own home. That if this continues, I will be calling the police. She said she understands and it won't happen again. Today, I got home and their massive Benz was just barely blocking my driveway. I decided to park behind them and move my trash cans out of the street in front of their car so we can see how this goes today. Thanks again to everyone who gave suggestions. I probably won't update again unless something happens. But yay, thanks guys. So apparently the neighbor has been blocking their driveway with his Mercedes Benz. Like get a new if you can afford a Mercedes Benz, maybe you need a new house. Okay. That's not interesting. Comments aren't that interesting. So, oops. Oh no, what did I do? What did I do? That was not right. Apparently, I was supposed to back arrow, not X. History. Okay. Nope. There. Nope. Nope. Okay. There we go. Finally. All right. And here's the new final update. So I've made a few posts on here about my neighbors that keep parking in my driveway. I will link my updates below. Since my post got a lot of traction, I want to give you guys one last update. So the mods removed my original post. I don't know how many of you remember the context. It's a long story, but for those who remember, we finally got legal action. As it is now a legal matter, I don't want to speak much on it anymore. My neighbors found my Reddit post from before. She'd been horribly upset that I slandered her and her family. No, you didn't. Slander has to be a lie. Anyway, I would give more context and stuff, but I don't want to get it removed again. Thank you for everyone for your support and suggestions. I would have never got this far without you guys. I won't be updating to again, probably due to taking down End of Saga. Yeah, first commenter is, can you maybe update when the legal situation wraps? If I know my Redditors, we are here for the consequences of their actions. Lavena says, yes, definitely. It's wild and crazy story. I don't know what this isn't allowed on the subreddit, so I might find another one to post on or something. I don't want to get it taken down again. It's definitely not how things escalated today. Funny, she found your post on Neighbors from Hell. Well, ironic anyway. And Hearts Player says, to call it slandering is hilarious, I think. There is no private information. Nobody knows where OP or the neighbors live. There's absolutely no way to identify or tie these posts to them. Such an extreme overreaction after absolute refusal to take action before. Narrow Orchard says what I was thinking. It's not slander. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel. Which is what I was thinking too. Oh, geez. And next we have from Just No Mill. My mill keeps reorganizing our house every time she visits, including my underwear drawer. What? What? No. Ooh. Ooh. Gross. Gross. That's disgusting. Why would you do that? So my mother-in-law has this thing where she can't just sit still. Every time she visits, she starts helping out around the house, except for her idea of helping is moving everything I own. Like she'll rearrange my spice rack, move the couch 2 inches for better energy flow, and once color coded my bookshelf by vibe. Oh, don't mess with my bookshelf, man. See my bookshelf? Oh, wrong way. See my bookshelf? Don't mess with it. I know it's a mess. I don't care. I know where everything is. But last week was the last straw. I came home from work and found her in our bedroom folding my laundry, which would have been fine, except she was also tidying up my underwear drawer. She said it looked chaotic and that she couldn't relax knowing it was like that. This woman needs some help. When I told her that was a boundary, she literally said, well, if you kept things properly, I wouldn't feel the need to fix them. It's not your place to fix other people's stuff, dude. My husband thinks I'm overreacting, but I told him next time she visits, unlocking our bedroom door and maybe the whole house. Don't blame her. Oh my goodness. Chrissa Decole says, you're not overreacting. You also have a SO problem, significant other problem. And the second one is, why not? Because you're not overreacting. If someone to rearrange my bookshelves, it would be war, I tell you. I have all sympathy. She's marking her territory and claiming she has a right to do so. Your husband needs to take you seriously on this. You both need to be on the same page. Yes. What was she doing? Was she looking for stuff? Maybe she was looking for stuff, if you know what I mean. I think we all know what I mean. No, just no. This is in the exact spot it should be in. Just no. Our next read is from Am I the Devil? And it's entitled I Tried to Spread Menage. Ugh, I know this word. The next one is from Am I the Devil? I Tried to Spread Misogyny. Oh, I did it. It's originally posted in Relationship Advice. How do I, 28 male, make amends with my friend, 23 male, after an argument? Me and my friend had a little spat recently because my friend got played and I told him he was getting played by this lady. Here was our last exchange. Me. You doing okay? Just checking on you. Him. No. I will be though. Stuff like this just takes time. Me. This is why I tell you to be focusing me. This is why I tell you be focusing. Oh, okay. Me. This is why I tell you you be focusing on the wrong things. It doesn't matter how well you treat a woman. It's all about looks she showed you and you what I be talking about. They would rather be cheated on by a guy who looks good than date someone who treats them well. She showed you what I've been telling you. Him, or I just need to pick better. I'm really not trying to argue with these topics today. I don't agree with your views, and I doubt I ever will. What her name did is a reflection of her own character, so there's no need to make this another one of your think pieces about women. Me, I'm just saying you going to keep your banging your head against a wall. Now that last message didn't go through, but I saw he was still posting on Instagram, so I realized he blocked me. I'm thinking of messaging him on Instagram. Look, we have our differences, and I get you going through a tough time, but come on. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but I was just pointing out how what happened to you is exactly what I've been saying, what I be saying. Either way, we don't need to talk about it. If you guys have a better idea at what to say, because he's clearly on edge, I don't want to block him to block me on Instagram too, and then not be able to contact him. This guy's grammar and spelling is atrocious. Edit. I keep getting accused of being sexist, which I'm not. Really, dude? Have you read what you wrote? Have you read what you wrote? Men and women do the same thing. We date based off looks and attraction. Not everybody. I'm not here to debate this, but not saying women are bad. I'm saying if they do what we do, where she was wrong playing with him, but I'm trying to keep him from being taken advantage of. Well, I know why women don't date you because you can't read or spell or talk correctly. Ugh, yeah. Um, Men, some men, maybe even most men, men until there's no men like those men. That's what it is. Men until there's no men like those men. Cantor Circle says, quoted, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Yes, actually, you did. This is how incel misogynistic culture keeps thriving. You told your friend he was ugly and then tried to get him to agree to blame women when he feels bad about it. And here's the thing, not all people date based on looks. For some people, intelligence is way more important than looks. How they're treated, way more important than looks. Um, if you date on looks, that's fine, but you got to deal with the um, problems that the looks come with. Reluctant Seahorse says that's such a good point. I was confused at why he was trying to achieve, other than saying, "I told you so." Women are all the same; they only care about looks. It's a quote. But I completely overlooked the inherent insult towards his friend. According to OOP's world, his friend is too ugly to be loved or respected by any woman, and apparently he won't stop trying to convince his friend of this. Yikes! Yes. Live Tomorrow says, "Oh no, one of the crabs is trying to escape their bucket. Better pull him back in." Oh, this chaos is killing me, says. Underrated comment. This is exactly what was up. Oh, yeah. Let's go to the second best comment. See what it says. Second most rated most rated, most overrated. Second most upvoted comment is from Puzzled Hippo, and it says, "A guy in his early 20s, already more mature than rational than me, who is almost 30. WTF?" in quotes. And Z says, "The age difference ended up giving me hope." That's good. Yeah, I don't know. Jeez, dudes, come on. Just treat women well. Treat a woman well, and she'll be yours forever. And that goes for women too. Is it going to be perfect? No, nothing ever is. Are you going to fight? Hopefully, because that's how you work out problems. If you're always agreeing with each other, that's an issue for one of you because you cannot always agree on everything. That's just not human nature. Server life. And it says me checking on my tables yet again, like, oh gosh, like a Borat and a thumbs up. Oh, it's so funny. And that's a whole post. Somebody said answers me when I have only 1 hour, one table left. Sorry, me when I have only one table for an hour. Lazarus says, me when I'm the only server on and the whole restaurant is designed for 6 servers, get sat in 5 minutes in a 5 minute period due to an unknown event nearby. And then I'm at 5 miles per hour stroll near the table as I do that. And I hope one person at the table picks up that I'm checking in. He's just flying past the table. That's his check-in. Ugh, that was good. Here we have expectation versus reality. And, it's expectation versus reality, custom ring design, a custom ring. Sorry, expectation versus reality, custom engagement ring edition. And it's captioned, "Usually I hate AI, but I was helping my daughter with this ring, and it was the best way we could convey what we wanted, as we couldn't find anything really similar. I was really honestly worried and be pleasantly surprised." So more pictures, yay! I mean, I guess it's pretty. It's a little much for me, but if you're in for that thing, that's fine. Um, and those are the measurements of the rings and stuff, how big it should be. Oh, it turned out really nice. Almost exactly what they asked for. That's really cool. Good for them. It's a nice ring. Um, I mean, would I wear it? No, but my sister would. Sister would totally go for that ring. It's nice. And but it's what they wanted, and that's the thing that counts. It's what they wanted. I almost like the reflection better. All right. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and turn on your notifications. I try to go live at least 4 times a week, usually about noon Eastern time. If you have a story of your own or come across a good one in the wild, please send it to us in an email entitled submission. If you would like an email link to the current day's live when I set it up, send an email entitled subscribe. The email is biddybrunchbunch, all one word, at gmail.com. The email is also listed in the description, so you don't have to write it down or anything or know how to spell it because it's there. All right, our next one is from Am I Overreacting? And it's entitled, and this is going to get political, guys, just be warned. AIO for cutting off my dad based on his political beliefs. And it's a picture of Trump with a bunch of people, picture of Trump with his dumb flags in front of a bunch of people with their faces blocked out. All thumbs up, except for the woman. The woman does not have her thumb up. Hmm, interesting. My dad, for the better part of almost 10 years now, has been obsessed with Donald Trump. He's obsessed to the point where he has been going to rallies every time he can, has all the MAGA merch, and even met Trump in real life, having a framed photo of them both in his bedroom, along with my grandpa and his dad's friends. I've never liked Trump since I found out who he was in like 6th grade when I was 12. Yeah, same girl, I'm assuming. And I've been able to look past it for a while because it didn't necessarily fit my life, and I just chalked it up to, well, maybe Trump, is something good, doing good enough for my dad to ride him so hard. No pause. But now, in October of 2025, I can't put up with it no more. Every American reading this knows very well Trump is a modern day Hitler and has been deplorable and it has been a deplorable ugh. Every American reading this knows very well Trump is a modern day Hitler and it's been a deplorable year. ICE, big beautiful bill, refusal to release Epstein files, cutting SNAP, appointing racists and racist pedophiles, among many other things. My dad hasn't changed his mind in the slightest about him, and he's a big fan of all the evil Trump is doing and allowing to happen. I don't want to associate with people who support open air racism and classism, and like everything else Trump has done to my country. I have younger siblings, and it makes me feel scared knowing my dad is proud of himself, smiling next to a sexual predator. Yeah, so this picture is the one that, which I'm not going to show. It's not that interesting. Is the one with her dad and um I guess her grandparents. Is that what they said? Her dad, her grandpa, and her dad's friends. Who's the woman? She should be ashamed of herself. So the top rated comment is brought between recently a lot got brought up between my mom and I. I always knew she was pretty crazy, but I didn't realize she was a full-on racist. I decided to go low contact. I can't tell you the amount of peace I've had in my life. She used to call me multiple times a day just to complain about everything. Now we maybe talk once a week, and it's much healthier for me. Edit, just adding this because a couple of people have commented, but the reason I said low contact is because she used to call me 8 times a day. So going for more than 50 times a week to one is personally low contact. I know that's not the norm, it's just my personal experience. Yeah, that's all relative. Low contact is kind of relative. If you're seeing somebody every day and then you see them once a week, that's low contact. If you saw somebody once a month and then you see them once a year, that's low contact. Box Box Maki Buddy says, "Dang, your low contact is more often my family's normal contact. I call my parents every 2 weeks or so, and they tell me I can call more often that I call my often than my sister. There's absolutely no bad blood between us. We just don't have that much to talk about. That's how I am with my dad. I just don't have that much to talk about with him. Um, so I don't. We call when something's going on. We text, you know, occasionally, but we don't really talk that much." I'd just rather not start a fight with my dad, and that's what would happen if I talked to him more probably. We don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, and that's okay. He has his opinions. I have mine. Drinky. All right. Our next read is from Traumatize Them Back. Um, and it's entitled People Don't Believe I'm Disabled, so I Show Them My Scars. Sounds good. Pretty long, too. I am a burn victim, male, longtime adult, but I look young and I'm always in comfortable hiking gear. So apparently it's not on his face. I'm almost completely recovered with almost no mobility issues. I gave a state certified disabled grade card and I'm impaired in such a way that I am unable to work, but I ride my bike and I do everything like everybody else. So sometimes when I use a disability rebates or other related conveniences, people around me start to question me. Usually not the person giving me the rebate, but other people online. Stay out of other people's business. It's not your business. If you can't see it, not all disabilities are evident. Then I roll up my shirt sleeves and show 'em my arms and hands, and then they notice my ear, face, and lips are ever so slightly off, missing a bit of my ears, face unevenly colored, underlip slightly out of shape. No worries, it's not jarring. I just look a bit life tested. Kids don't stare anymore. Well, that's good. It's good that it's recovered enough that people don't stare. Well, my left hand is completely trashed. My right hand looks way better. Arms have a grid of scars. I'm not joking. Once you look closely, you'll instantly get weirded out. No missing digits, but can't bend three fingers and it shows. They gave me new skin from fingernails to shoulders, both arms. That's a lot of burn. I also have this huge long scar on the side of my neck, which you don't see from the front. New skin is on whole torso with arms working pants saved everything below the waistline. Thank goodness. Baseball cap shielded my head. I put my hands in front of my face, t-shirt burned up. I go around in long sleeve shirts, not naked, and I'm also on Reddit with an accident AMA, but with a different name. Well, it gives me boundless satisfaction to do this. I see the same shame and shock in their eyes. I just mumble everything friendly and diplomatic and stay quiet and proceed. Works every time. One time when I was still recovering, I had trouble with the coins at checkout. I was still slow with my fingers and had a puffy face from medication. So this old dude steps up to me and calls me an alcoholic and why am I slow and stuff. Maybe they had a traumatic brain injury. You don't know. Shut up, dude. I also had messy, thinning out hair. Side effects from medication. Your hair will not look right anymore. Well, I get hysterical and start making a scene with the guy and his wife in the background, and everyone grinds to a halt. We have an audience because I'm upset. I can't calm down, and I started telling him off of the accident, wave around my hands, and how he dares make derogatory assumptions just because I'm slow at checkout. That's a trauma response. That was a trauma response from this poor guy. Also, alcoholics do not deserve this. Yeah. Couple melts to the earth, avoids eye contact. Wife is ashamed for the husband, drags him out. Cashier smiles and talks me down for a few minutes. Good cashier. Green flags for cashier. Good job. Don't know who you are, but you did a good job that day. That's when I learned I had to process this incident for half a year. Now I'm just like, F you, you weakling would not have been able to crawl out of that fire, let alone 95% recovery. So F you. I don't say this out loud, it's just a mindset. I guess I have PTSD. Well, yeah, obviously, which I categorically deny. Well, it's in my files, and doctors tell me constantly this PTSD term. Dude, stop denying it. Deal with it. If you stop denying it, you can deal with it and you won't have this trauma response again. Yeah, I guess that's why I'm telling this story. The stares get to me. Guess I'm angry somehow deep inside. I did not go swimming since the accident. Well, F them, they can all burn in hell. Edit. Thanks for the overwhelming 290% supportive response. I just wanted to tell an edgy, funny story, and now it's therapy. I will try to answer each and every one of you. You're all kind of don't deserve this. I'm a hardcore, closed up guy. I'll make a pause for the day and ride my bike along the river. Take care and patience. Everyone will have consideration, even the Nazi rhetoric questions guy. Bye and happy day to you all. Edit numbers you. Some comments have led me to the decision to post 2 videos during the week where I talk a little bit about hospital and social interactions. You can see me there. Set reminder at the end of the week. And he's got two he has some German guy in Germany. I don't have to be homeless regardless of what will happen. Good for him. I'm going to go ahead and these are YouTube videos that this guy's posted. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the comments so you guys can look them up. And I am also going to um, I'm calling it Vern Victim. Yes, I should call this one recall. So maybe, go over and watch his videos. And this one is going to go over here for later, like I did yesterday for that one. I did go and sign that petition, by the way. I hope you did too. All right. Our next one is from Confession. It's just one confession, not multiple confessions, just one confession. And it's I've been lying to my parents for 3 years about going to college. I've been lying to my parents for 3 years, saying that I was doing online community college. Once I graduated from high school, I wanted to find a job, but my mom told me, you need to go and do college. So I applied and did the whole process, chose my classes, and waited until it started. Once classes started, for some reason, I just didn't go to them. I really don't know why. This continued for 3 years. And you want to know what I was doing for those years? Absolutely nothing. What a loser. I was just being a failure of a son, waking up every day, just doing nothing while my parents worked hard. The reason I'm sharing this is because I'm going to tell my mom early tomorrow. Well, I guess today since it just hit 12. I feel like a huge failure and afraid of knowing that there's a chance for me to get kicked out of my house and not getting a chance to make this right. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I just need to get this off my chest. Thank you for reading. Dude, dude, why? Update. I made a comment, but I'll just edit the post in case anyone wants an update. Hey everyone, so I told them early this morning, like around 7 or 8. My dad was actually really nice. He tried to comfort and basically told me, yeah, yes, I messed up really bad, but I have to start working on fixing your mistakes. I really appreciate him for not being angry at me, even though he had every reason to. My mom was very upset and very angry, but of course, who wouldn't? I wish I could summarize what she said, but I'm genuinely bad at writing it down. What hurt the most was how much pain I gave to her. I feel so bad for breaking her trust and just lying so much. After the conversation, they headed out to do some errands. I stayed home and I want lie. I was crying real bad I won't lie. I was crying real bad and I was just blaming myself for how useless I was and how I failed everyone. Most of all, you failed yourself. You failed yourself. But after calming down, I told myself to straighten up and stop feeling sorry for myself. If I want to gain that trust and love back from my mom, I have to work hard. Yeah, you do. 10 minutes passed and I actually went to work at my cousin's farm to start taking steps to better myself and actually change my life. Then I asked friends and family if they might know someone who is hiring. I'm really grateful for all their help. I'm also looking at jobs around me like Home Depot since it's pretty close. I know this is a small step, but I promised my family, especially my mother, and I guess you all I will be better. I have to. I know this is a small update, but I'll let you know what happens again. I really can't emphasize how much I appreciate all of you sharing your stories. Thank you, of course. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Son, you did this to yourself, and your parents are probably angry. They probably are angry. They're just hiding it well. Um, but most of all, they're disappointed. They're disappointed that you lied to them. They're disappointed that you didn't better yourself. They're disappointed that you wasted 3 years of your life. You wasted 3 years of your life. That's really sad, dude. Really sad. I hope you straighten up and and fix yourself. Don't be like this guy. If you don't want to go to college, that's fine. Not a college is not for everyone. College is not for everyone. That's true. But you could go to trade school, find something you wanted to do. You could have gotten a job. It's harder a little now than it used to be to move up in a company from a low paid position, but I'm sure there are some companies that can still be done. Uh, a top comment is I sorry you're in this position. 3 years is a long time to lie about this. Maybe it's worth it to show that you're more interested in something before telling them. It might make them feel better if you at least have some interest or something to pivot to. Maybe take a different class or apply for a job. I don't even I think even doing job applications is better than nothing. I hope this goes as well as it can. Good luck. Honestly, you should be kicked out. 3 years? Dude, come on. Oh, I can't believe this kid did this to himself. It's crazy. Okay, that's a dumb comment. Goose the Pigeon, have you been paying for college classes or just not signing them up after the first semester? And he answers, I signed up and paid for my first semester, but after a year I canceled everything and just kept telling my parents lies whenever they asked about how college was going. That oh, and the trust that's broken. And the trust that's broken. It's going to take a long time for them to believe anything you tell them, whether it's the truth or not. As a parent of adult children, I would be so disappointed in you. Okay, so our next read is from Am I the Asshole? AITA for calling out my in laws after they mocked my parents for crying. Wow, yeah. And this is flared not the a hole. I, female 23, just had a baby. Congratulations. After giving birth, I stayed with my parents for like 2 months before moving back home with my husband. When my husband and his parents came to pick me up, my parents got emotional saying goodbye. Aw. Yeah, they cried like a bit. It was really sweet, honestly. We don't live close, they don't see us often. Yeah, that's so sweet. But in the car, my in laws started laughing about it, like saying, oh, wow, how so dramatic and stuff. And I just sat there like, are you serious? It felt so mean and disrespectful because it was mean and disrespectful. Instead of that, they should be saying, wow, your parents are so great. They love you so much. I ended up snapping. I told them it wasn't funny. Then everyone went quiet, and later my husband told me I overreacted. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. You're underreacting. Your parents are bullies. By the way, during those 2 months, they barely texted or called to check on us, not even when the baby got sick twice. And now they're mocking my parents for caring too much. AITA for calling them. No trains around here says, your husband told you you overreacted because you snapped at your in laws for laughing at your parents expressing quite understandable emotions. I am so sorry that you have a child with this man, NTA. And Miss Agitated says it's great though that she and her parents are so close. She has somewhere safe to go, and she and her baby will be loved. Old General says, and when she finally gets divorced, she'll probably end up needing. They will hopefully let her stay with them while she finds a place to live. Oh, you and Smurf the Smurfs up says, oh, you know they will. Yeah, they will. They will take her in, and no problem. No problem. I would take my daughter in if she got divorced. No problem. I heck, probably take my daughters-in-law in if they were getting divorced, depending on what my kid did. And of course, we got a don't work here lady removed by moderator. So we're going to go to find another one. I don't work here lady. I don't work. There we go. I found it. All right. I'm guessing that it was this one. That's two in a row of I don't work here ladies that got axed. Not cool. I don't work here. Stop it. You're messing up my formula. Oh, this one. I have to see what color I used. There we go. I forgot to do that yesterday. Just forgot to put it in. Actually, it's the third. And that one was removed. Holy cow, what the heck is going on with this subreddit? Moderators are removing just everything. That's crazy. Okay, there's 4 in the past month of the top rated or top commented I don't work here that have been removed by the moderator. Oh, but this one goes in. I guess we'll read it because it's stupid and I hate it. From I don't work here lady, 80% of the sub right now, Mad lives. So I was shopping at Store Name last week, right after I registered my Reddit account, in fact. I was wearing a hoodie, red shirt, and sweatpants. I was sorting out the shelf and it was a mess wearing my headphones deep in thought. This boomer elderly lady came up and said, I need XX right now. Where's YY? I'm in a hurry. I said, beats me, slash, ask someone who works here. She yelled, I saw you here last week, slash, of course you do. You're wearing that shirt. I told her again that I don't work here. She kept yelling and she said she would talk to my manager, slash, get me fired. People were staring. She grabbed my arm, my cart, my headphones, and wouldn't let go. A manager, lowly employee, slash, CEO of Costco came around the corner and said she doesn't work here, slash, leave immediately, slash, I'm calling the police. She let it go and left, muttering, slash, shouting, slash, cursing. Everyone applauded, slash, hugged me, slash, said that it's just AI bullshit. Yeah, tired of this. So the mod says, mod here, I've approved this post and flared at Meta. I'd like to foster a discussion about this. Several things first. One, we do not require posts to be truthful. That is, you can make up your own I don't work here lady post and it's not against the rules. Two, at this moment, you don't have rules against AI slop. Whether or not we should, I'd like to hear your opinions on it. Three, how do we best detect AI slop? Should we look into targeting specific terms with AutoMod? No. My concern is that we'll end up killing too many authentic posts because AI is using those terms for a reason. They're classic Reddit story narrative elements. Hit me with your thoughts and suggestions. Be careful, I got a 3-day ban recently for pointing out a thread was AI slop. They've been tossing out 3-day bans like they are collecting Pokemon. Said not next one is I'm sorry this happened. It wasn't I wasn't the one who gave that ban out. Should be my last resort option. And Tomaska says, I got perma banned from X chromosomes for a non-offensive comment. No 3-day, straight out perma banned. Yeah, different rods. If fake stories weren't posted here, it would be a dead sub, and the mods wouldn't feel special. This is true for many subs, though. Like, that's dumb. I mean, 4 in 1 month that were in the top 20 commented posts. That's insane. So far, 4 so far. It's frustrating. It's frustrating me. Ugh. All right. Hopefully it'll be better next time. We'll see. We'll see. Our next post is from True Off My Chest. My mom told me I was a practice kid. Well, I mean, were you the oldest? Because you kind of were. I, I say this as being an oldest child. I, 28 male, had dinner with my mom last week. Out of nowhere, she laughed and said, "You know, you were a practice kid, right? Right? We didn't know what we were doing. We got it right with your brother." She said it like it was a joke, but I can't stop thinking about it. Suddenly, my whole childhood made sense. My brother, 25 male, always got new clothes, tutors, trips. I got hand me downs and tough love. I thought I was just the older kid, but now I feel like it was literally the test run. I've been in therapy for years trying to unpack why I always felt like I wasn't enough. I guess I just got my answer. I mean, yeah. First children are test children. They have always been test children. Fab says the part of first kid being practice kid makes sense, but usually the first kid is the one that got new things, and later kids got hand me downs of the first kid. It's weird that you got hand me downs while your brother got new ones. Did your parents' economic well being improve in the 3 years between you and your brother? Goth Hippie says, I've seen this happen if they have an older cousins or friend who had a kid first. Then once they get more adjusted, they buy stuff for their next kid. That makes sense. I got hand me downs from other. We were talking about this week. Um, I got hand me downs from family friends. They're all boys. It was fine. It was fine. I didn't care. Otherwise, Edge says probably the same for 100% of firstborn humans. Exactly. Havoc Vulture says, yeah, I'm the oldest, and my parents were effing rough on me. My brother and sister had almost completely different experiences growing up in the same house. Interestingly, my sister, 7 years younger, had a more relatable experience, but still different. It kind of just is what it is. Exactly. It is what it is. My sister always complains that I got to do things first. Oh, I was 4 years older than you, hon. I was 4 years older than you. Were we supposed to do things at the same time? I don't think so. I was graduating high school when you were still in middle school. Um, and she got to do things sooner. Like she got to do things 2 years after me, not 4 years after me, 2 years after me, or 1 year sometimes even. So what do I do? Someone found this. Totally sealed. So they claim in a parking lot. Do I risk it? And Plastic Cause, top of the comment says, F it, we ball. Oh, let's see. If it's real, it's poison. If it's fake, it's poison. Doesn't look like urine. And looks at look. It's Mike B says doesn't look like urine. Doesn't look like urine. That's the best response I've seen. That's the one that should be up. The top rated one. It's poison either way. It doesn't look like urine, so I would go for it. All right, next we have Bye Bye Job. Prince Andrew is stripped of his prince title and will move out of the Royal Lodge. It's a BBC article. Oh, good. They have a summary. The government says it has no plans to pass a law to formally remove Andrew Mountbatten Windsor from the line of succession. I mean, he's so far down, it doesn't matter anyway. There'd have to be a full on terrorist attack just on the royal family for him to to get it. Andrew remains eighth in line to the throne and would take an act of parliament to formally remove him. Passing a law to change that would be complex. Buckingham Palace announced that on Thursday that Andrew would lose all his royal titles and leave his 30-room mansion in Windsor. And the dramatic statement on Thursday came after months of pressure over Andrew's private life. If you're unaware, do you live in a cave? But if you are unaware, Andrew was involved with Epstein. He's an Epstein file guy. In a posthumous memoir published this month, Virginia Goffrey, I think it's Goffrey, I'm not positive. It's spelled strangely. Repeated allegations that as a teenager she had sex with Andrew on 3 separate occasions, and he has denied the claims. Goffrey's brother, Sky Roberts, welcomes the King's move against Andrew, but tells the BBC Nightly News it's not enough. We have to have some sort of investigation that goes farther into this. So he's been credibly accused of having sex with underage girls and hanging out with Epstein. So, I mean, that's up to the top comment is rapist formerly known as Prince. Yeah. Do we just get to call him Andrew now? It's a shame. When I was a kid, not that much younger than Andrew, um, we would always he was always the best looking royal around is what he was. Oh, this is not good. Um, says mildly infuriating. I'm a new hire and everyone just walked out because they heard the corporate was closing down the store. That doesn't mean you don't have a job anymore, honey. Um, Box of Friends says they all left. They took all the expensive things I could find around the office and left. And somebody unpronounceable, I should start calling him Mr. Spock's. Mr. Spock says 20 years ago, an airline shut down with immediate surprise late one evening. People were not paid, and there was a segment in the news where people were just taking everything from the local headquarters. I was working for a company contracted for their ground handling and made sure to be in early to clock in before the boss found out and told us not to bother coming in. Swashbuckler. Swashbuckler. I had a call center job in high school that was shut down one afternoon. Manager came into the office in tears and announced that we'd all been laid off, grabbed the flat screen, and left. Literally, all hell broke loose. I went onto a local Facebook page and offered $50 to any man with a van willing to drive my haul to my place. Got an awesome couch, a TV, a few monitors I resold online, and a microwave. This is just theft, people. Oh my goodness. People just taking things that don't belong to them. Holy cow. That's crazy. Kiwi Commander says, well, now you can add promoted store manager during an emergency on your resume. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that stinks to be a new hire but that doesn't necessarily mean they were going to let those people go. A lot of times when they close a store, they'll relocate if you wish. They'll relocate you to another store. Craziness. But the theft is crazy. That's just theft. Stop doing that. Oh, best of Redditor updates. My 32 female boyfriend, 36 male, deleted my dead brother from my Instagram friends, and he doesn't seem to understand or care that I'm upset. Oh, that's so sad. Why would you do that? That's terrible. 6 years ago, my twin brother Sam died in a horrible accident on the freeway. I may cry. Just warning you. It was one of the biggest accidents in our state. My only comfort is he died immediately. The police said he likely had no idea what was happening around him. Anyway, before he died, Sam was a huge social media user, mostly on Instagram and Snapchat. I never followed him on Snapchat, but I followed him on Instagram. He made thousands of posts about his life, friends, family, music. He was an amazing singer. After he died, I would go to his account and just scan through his account. I mostly watched a few videos he made where he does dialogue for ESL speakers. He taught English to ESL students for extra money. I often pretend that he was speaking to me. I know it's not healthy to listen to my dead brother's voice every day, but it just became a habit. A few weeks ago, my boyfriend had been urging me to break free from this. He told me that I had needed to move on. I did start. I would only watch one video or not even use my phone until right before I went to bed. Last night, I went to check my brother's account and I saw it was gone, and I was upset. I texted my sister and she said she could still see his account. My boyfriend told me that he blocked my brother on my account. I was annoyed but simply thought I could go back to following him. but my brother's account was private and her family couldn't access his account years ago. The reasons he was why he blocked him is because he thought I was in love with my brother. Oh my god, they're so stupid. And even accused me of being once intimate with him, my brother. I wanted to vomit. He's my twin. We spent every single day together, even when we grew up and went to the same university. At the time of my brother's accidents, we were roommates. I loved my brother, but not in a sick way. My brother boyfriend never met my brother. He and I only started dating 2 years ago. But after this, I don't know if I can or should continue this relationship. You should not. You should not. Everybody grieves differently. And this boyfriend is a red flag. What else is he going to try and control in your life? My boyfriends keep saying I should move on and that what he did wasn't a big deal. It was a huge deal actually, dude. But it was to me. Our mutual friends agree that I should just forgive and forget, but I feel like I'm grieving again. Oh, you poor girl. Poor girl. That makes me so sad. It's like losing your brother all over again. I was just thinking the other day that when I'm gone, I will have make sure at least one of my kids has access to this account, and my grandkids can still see me sometimes, and that would be nice for them. Relevant comments from 410 writer. Your boyfriend just decided for you that blocking your late brother's account was a magical solution to your grief. That's not how it works. Grief isn't a switch you can just flip, especially when it's someone as close to you as your twin. You finding comfort in watching these videos is totally normal, and nobody gets to take that away from you. But then he takes it even further, accusing you of being in love with your brother. Dude, what? Yes, exactly. That's not just out of line. That's a whole different zip code of messed up. Grief is one thing, but him jumping into those accusations, yeah, no. Look, you've been taking steps on your own pace, and that's how it should be. He doesn't get to dictate how you handle your loss. Honestly, it's not about forgive and forget, it's about respect. And he clearly bulldozed that boundary. You're feeling like you're grieving again because, in a way, you are. He took away your way of connecting with your brother. Also, your friend's saying, just let it go. That's a hard pass. You deserve better than someone who not only doesn't get your grief, but makes it worse. Exactly. And OP, the original OP says, he told me he was just joking when he said that. It was not funny. This happened yesterday. I'm still very upset, and I don't see myself ever forgiving him. He tried tickling me this morning to make me laugh, and I'm just so hurt. Dekyan says, yeah, if somebody did that to me, they'd be kicking rocks all the way home. Never let someone control your phone, social media, or anything else personal like that. They have no need, no matter what excuse they give you. Your boyfriend is effing controlling tool who needs bend with other useless tools. And original OP says, he did it when I was in the shower. He knows my passcode because there's an app on my phone to open the door to our apartment. He has never gone through my phone before. I didn't think twice about leaving it with him. Beautiful Mistake says, Jesus, get out. Yes. I have to. Honestly, I don't see myself forgiving him. My sister's allowing me to use her account so the pictures aren't gone. But still, why would he do this? Eventually, the pictures are going to be gone because it'll get to the point where, like, Gmail just recently put in a new thing where they're, if you haven't been on your account for a couple of years, then they're going to delete the accounts, which is fair. I mean, I have like 3 accounts that I can't even access because I don't remember the passwords and I don't have the emails that I used to sign up with them. So, Kissed Butter said, okay, but also your boyfriend is jealous of your dead brother. I'm sorry to put this so crudely. It's time to wake up. No Commission says, absolutely heartbreaking to read. There's no way for you to get access back to the account. You can grieve and remember and cherish your brother at your own rate. You do not need his permission or help. Thank you very much. Please dump this sack of crap. I'm not a fan of Redditors always going to this conclusion, but this is outrageous and your friends are losers. Get a new group of friends and a new boyfriend and spend some time alone with your life the way you want. I'm sure your brother would have loved you. He has shown you who he is. Don't doubt it. And she answers, as of today, I haven't figured it out. He never set up a legacy thing. We've tried to get access a few years ago, but Insta didn't help much. My sister told me that I can use her account. She's not a big Instagram user, so she said I could log in whenever I want. Also, my brother and I used to use his Instagram to chat for years. I hope that if we can figure this out, a way to log in, I can still keep those messages. Neon Tulip says screen record the videos you like and keep them in a photos folder somewhere else just in case something like this happens. Or if his account gets deleted eventually, you'll still have them forever. OOP made a small update in the comments. Ha ha ha, as of today is out of my house. I told him I needed time to think. I removed his access into the complex and my apartment. I've calmed down, but I'm not going to forgive him. Not with this. Educational Rock says he'll come back and try and act sweet. Don't forgive this bag of crap. He doesn't have feelings for anyone but himself. Yeah, true. And she answers, he already tried. He sent me a message through a friend that he's going to give me a few days to calm down. And I'm being ridiculous. You're not being ridiculous, hon. Not at all. She um she updated again on October 3rd, 3 days later. Update. I kicked him out. I gave it a few days to calm down, but this was just a breach of trust. He still thinks I'm overreacting. I've also cut ties to our mutual friends. They were mostly his friends. This incident made me realize that I need to spend more time with my family. I've been chatting more with my sister after Sim's death. I was a bit cold towards her, but she has helped me out a lot these past couple of days. Go sister. Green flags for OP's sister. Also, thanks for some amazing people on here and we're able to get into Sam's account. I'm now the owner of it. Thank you all. And lastly, Sam, I miss you every single day. See, I told you. Oh, poor girl. Thank goodness she got the account back. And now she owns it. And she should still download the videos that she wants and take screenshots of oh of their messages back and forth. That's heartbreaking. Literary Trash says, "What insecure little man. OOP's ex was right. I'm glad this was resolved, and I hope he has heaps of karma coming his way." And then they comment on the flare, which is inappropriate. But we will get to that one because I'm going to go through the flares on this because those stories are awesome. Oh, all right. This is from Made Me Smile because we always have to have something better to read after an update. The bus driver kindly returns girl who missed her stop. And let me share this. Bus. What's wrong? And she says she missed her stop. Oh, I see. How about I take you back later, okay? Do you want to call your mom? Here, use my phone. We'll take you back home at 4:30. Tell your mom. We'll be a little late. Okay, bye. Hi, Mom. I missed my stop. Can you pick me up? I'll be home around 5:30. Okay, thank you so much. No problem. I'll remind you later. Bye. As promised, the driver took the girl back to her stop. Thank you, sir. Green flags for that bus driver. Bus driver, green flag. Nice guy. Very nice. That's all I have for today. I did find a real estate subreddit that I might stick in here for more positive content or just snarky on other people's homes. Don't snark on mine though. That's not nice. And I will see you later, my biddies. Love you. See you on Thursday, I think. Maybe tomorrow. Definitely on Thursday. Bye.